Hi everyone. In every walk with nature, one receives far more than he seeks, says John Muir, a mountaineer, a naturalist and an author. With this quote, let me welcome you all to the video lecture series offered by the Postgraduate Department of English, Pioneer College, Pioneer. This lecture is based on the text Nature Matters, Readings on Life and Nature, prescribed for the second semester UG English Common Course students of Kannur University as Course 2A03 ENG. Here, I'll be dealing with a poem titled as Real Estate, which is the third chapter of the second module of this text. This poem is originally written in Malayalam by a young poet, Sebastian, and it is translated into English by Dr. B. Keralavarma. Your textbook provides some information about this poet, Sebastian, and I hope I can add something more into that. Sebastian is a Malayalam writer, Malayalam poet, and he has received many awards. He has received SBT Poetry Prize, Yusuf Ali Kecheri Award, Yuva Kala Sahiti Dhirapalan Chalipad Kavida Puraskaram, Mullaneri Puraskaram, BCV Kavida Puraskaram, etc. And some of his works are Purappadu, Iruttu Pirinju, Kaviyuttaram, 30 Navakavithakal, Otticha Note, Kannil Ezhuthan, Paattu Kettiya Kotta, etc. And in his translation of Sebastian's works into English, with the title Walls of Blue Waters, Dr. B. Keralavarma has commented like this about our poet, about Sebastian. Let me read the lines written by Dr. B. Keralavarma. He has said that Sebastian is one of the most prominent contemporary poets in Malayalam. B. Keralavarma also added that the quietness of contemplation and the meaningless bustle of post-modern age achieve a unique poise here in his works. His poems, Sebastian's poems, are the products of deep meditation. This contemplative keenness that one needs while creating a poetic world is reflected in this poem also. While releasing the Hindi translation of his selected works, Prabhavarma has commented or mentioned about Sebastian's works' in-depth relationship with nature, human beings and earth. In the poem Plastic, Sebastian has expressed his anxiety over the coming days of penury for earth, which may lose all its leaves or greenness due to the accumulation of plastic. In the 2017 issue of Kavimari Masika, Sebastian said that he is not a prophet, he is just a poet. Though he has said that he is not a prophet, sometimes we have to say that poets are also prophets. They have a kind of prophetic vision. It may be the result of their deeper understanding of the subtle nuances of human minds and their mechanisms. And Sebastian also has this kind of prophetic vision, which he expresses through his poems. In this poem also we can find such a kind of a prophetic vision about the coming days of anxiety for our earth. He actually presents an imaginary futuristic situation in this poem. Before entering the poem, just think about the nature in which we live. Just leave aside our ego, our human ego, which makes us think that we are the central concern of earth. No, we are not earth's priority. Instead, earth is our priority. Just think about our lockdown days. Nature does not even care about our existence. Instead, it is rebuilding its pristine glory, its former glory. So sometimes we are compelled to say that Nature is happier when there is lesser human activity. Now just think about the dangers and problems that we as human beings caused to the peaceful existence of nature. You might not have forgotten the 2015 Chennai floods. We don't have to go far for getting examples. Just think about Kerala floods of last 2 years. Why we had such a great calamity? To an extent, this was nature's response to what we have done to it. We have looted Earth's resources. We have acquired and conquered all available lands. We have destroyed water channels, forest resources, fields. Our mountains have been crumpled to the ground. And what we have done instead? We have built mansions, flats, factories, and shopping complexes. And nature has done its part. Since water has no way to be flowed and stored, naturally we had floods. Nature had no other way. Now let's understand how Sebastian views his own poem, Real Estate. Let's listen to the audio clip that we obtained from the poet himself.
നമസ്കാരം. റിയൽ എസ്റ്റേറ്റ് എന്ന കവിതയെക്കുറിച്ച് പറയട്ടെ. സത്യത്തിൽ സ്വന്തം കവിത ഒരു കവിയും വ്യാഖ്യാനിക്കാറില്ല എന്ന് തന്നെയാണ് എൻ്റെ പക്ഷവും. എങ്കിലും ഞാൻ ആ കവിതയെക്കുറിച്ച് ചിലത് പറയുന്നു. ആഗോളീകരണം പൊതുവെ സാധിച്ചെടുത്ത മുഖ്യമായ ഒന്ന് വിപണിയെ കൂടുതൽ തീവ്രമാക്കുകയാണ് ചെയ്തത്. അത് നമ്മുടെ ഭൂമിയെയും പ്രകൃതിയെയും എല്ലാറ്റിനെയും കച്ചവടച്ചരക്കാക്കി മാറ്റി. അത് ഭൂമിയെ മാത്രമല്ല ആകാശത്തെയും അന്തരീക്ഷത്തെയും മലിനമാക്കി. കച്ചവടത്തിൻ്റെ തന്ത്രങ്ങളും ആക്രാന്തങ്ങളും നമ്മുടെ പ്രകൃതിയെ ഇല്ലാതെയാക്കി എന്ന് തന്നെ പറയാം. അത് നമ്മുടെ പ്രകൃതി അപ്പാടെ തകർത്തു എന്ന് നമുക്കറിയാം. ഭൂമിയുടെ പരിശുദ്ധിയെ അത് നഷ്ടപ്പെടുത്തി. ഇപ്പോൾ നമ്മൾക്കറിയാം, ഈ കുഞ്ഞു വൈറസ്, കൊറോണ വൈറസ് നമ്മുടെ ആകാശത്തെ കൂടുതൽ തെളിഞ്ഞ വാനമാക്കി, പുഴകളെ തെളിഞ്ഞ പുഴയാക്കി. അങ്ങനെയുള്ള ഒരു തെളിഞ്ഞ വാനത്തെ താഴ്ത്തുകയും തെളിഞ്ഞ പുഴയെ ഉയർത്തുകയും ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ട് ഭൂമിയെ രക്ഷിക്കാൻ പുതിയൊരു ഭൂമി അന്തരീക്ഷത്തിൽ സൃഷ്ടിക്കുകയാണ് കവി. കച്ചവടക്കണ്ണുകളുള്ള ആർത്തിയുള്ള മനുഷ്യന് കയ്യെത്തിപ്പിടിക്കാൻ പറ്റാത്ത ഒരു സ്ഥലം കവി സൃഷ്ടിക്കുന്നു. പുതിയ കാല കുത്തക കച്ചവട മനുഷ്യരോട് ഈ മുതലിനെ കണ്ണുവെക്കല്ലേ എന്ന് കവി പറയുകയാണ്. ഈ ഇടുവെപ്പ് ഇരുവരുന്ന തലമുറക്ക് വേണ്ടി തന്നെ എന്നും കവി പ്രത്യാശിക്കുന്നു, പ്രതീക്ഷിക്കുന്നു. ഇതാണ് ആ കവിതയെക്കുറിച്ച് എനിക്ക് എഴുതിയ ആളെന്നുള്ള രീതിയിൽ എനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നത്. നന്ദി.
I've already told you that the poem is originally written in Malayalam. First, let me read the Malayalam version or the original Malayalam poem, and after that, while explaining the poem, I will read Dr. B. Keralavarma's translation. Real Estate. ഓളങ്ങളില്ലാതെ തെളിഞ്ഞ പുഴ, മേഘങ്ങളില്ലാതെ തെളിഞ്ഞ വാനം, ഒപ്പത്തിനൊപ്പം. ഇനി വൈകേണ്ട, ഓളങ്ങൾ നിറയും മുൻപേ അനങ്ങാതെ തുളുമ്പാതെ പുഴയെ ഉയർത്താം. മേഘങ്ങൾ നിറയും മുൻപേ അടരാതെ വീഴാതെ വാനത്തെ താഴ്ത്താം. ശൂന്യതയിൽ ഒരിടത്ത് രണ്ടും ഒട്ടിച്ചു ചേർക്കാം, അടർത്തി മാറ്റാൻ കഴിയാത്തത്ര ദൃഢമായി. വിറ്റും വാങ്ങിയും തീർന്നുപോയ ഭൂമിയുടെ ഇടപാടുകാരെ, കണ്ണുവെക്കല്ലേ ഈ മുതലിനെ. The poem is very simple to read and understand in a superficial manner, but it's very difficult to internalize the pain and play of the poet. Here, as I have already told you, the poet presents an imaginary situation. Men are at work here. They are building a new world. So the poem begins at the midst of an action. And the making of the new world sometimes indicates that this is the only way left for we human beings to survive here and to reclaim our lost happiness and peaceful nature. Our greediness, scramble for land, the conquering of all natural resources have led to the destruction of our earlier earth. Land mafia, real estate people, money-minded people, they have eaten up the complete earth. Now there is no earth. What remains is an emptiness or a void. So we have no other way just to rebuild, recreate a new world. Now let's see how the new world is getting created here. Here comes the first stanza. I'll read the stanza, then I'll explain it. Clear, limpid stream, waveless. Clear, cloudless sky in perfect harmony. So, for building a new earth, the men at work need two things: the existing sky and water stream. So, the moment is perfect now. Why? Because the stream is completely clear, it is limpid, it is transparent, and it is without any waves. And the sky is also clear without the trace of clouds. So the sky and the stream, they are alike, they are crystal clear, they are in perfect harmony, they are in perfect agreement. Now comes the next stanza. I'll read the 4 lines of second stanza, and along with it I'll read the first 2 lines of the next stanza, because they together form a single idea, or they together convey a single idea. So these are the lines, I'll read that. No time to waste. Before the river swells with waves, let's lift it. Gently, no jerking, no spilling. So the poet says that there is no time to waste. Why? Because if we delay the process, then the river would be filled with waves. So before the waves come to the river, we have to lift the river. And how should we lift the river? We should be extremely careful. There should not be any spilling. Just like you lift a bowl full of water, in the same manner we have to lift the river. There should not be any jerking, any spilling, or any shaking. If we are not cautious enough, if we are not careful enough, then we may disturb the tranquility of the river. Now I'll read the remaining 2 lines of this stanza and the first 3 lines of the next stanza. The lines are: before the clouds fill the sky, let's lower it softly, no part falling off or slipping off our hands. So now it is time to take the sky. Before the clouds fill the sky, we should lower the sky. And while lowering the sky, we should be careful enough so that no part should be fallen off. And there should not be any slipping of our hands too. Now comes the next section. Here I will read the last line of the 4th stanza and the first 3 lines of the 5th stanza. At some point in the vast void, let's put them one on top of the other and glue them hard, that they don't part again. So here comes the moment of new world creation. The lifted stream and the lower sky are glued together. They should be attached, or they should be combined so perfectly that Nothing should be able to separate them. And this creation is carried out in that void, in that emptiness, caused by the absence of that lost earth. Now I'll read the last line of 5th stanza and the remaining lines of the concluding stanza. O men of trade, buying and selling, you have eaten up the earth. Listen to my humble plea. Don't cast your covetous eyes on this. So it is here that the poet narrates the reason behind the construction of this new world. He is saying that the real estate mafia, the money-minded people, the greedy men or the men of trade have eaten up the earth. How? By buying and selling lands, by acquiring lands, by conquering lands without thinking about nature. They have consumed, they have completely eaten up the earth. Now there is nothing. So because of that, the men are at work here. They are creating a new world here. And at last, the poet says that he is actually making a humble plea. He is actually making a request to these men of trade that they should not cast their covetous, their greedy eyes on this new world that is so painfully created here. So with this request, with this plea, the poet ends the poem, Real Estate. You might have heard about the 5 elements, Panchabhutas, that is earth, water, fire, air and space. These are the 5 elements of Indian cosmological system. It was once believed that these elements provided the foundation of physical world. And there are 5 classical elements also. They are earth, fire, water, air, and later added ether. In the region of ether, the planets and stars are located. Maybe here in this poem, the poet is suggesting that among the 5 elements, the earth or land is completely devoured, completely eaten up by the greediness of the people. Now, before the greediness of these people eats the remaining elements or consumes the remaining elements, let's combine what is there left and let's join the sky and water in that empty space to create a new world again. A yearning for a new world or a new earth is expressed in many other poems written by Sebastian. For example, in the poem Ulpati, also he is expressing the same wish. He actually says about creating a new universe or new earth which is filled with trees, animals and birds. And that poem ends with a question by the poet where he is asking, how should I go to that earth? Maybe here the poet is expressing his pain over the degeneration of nature and his wish for a happy, new, serene and beautiful world. Sebastian has once said in Kavimari Masiga that poem is a state of mind. He has also said that the structure of a poem is not important because poem is outside any geometric definitions. Though the poet himself has said that we can't define the medium of poetry, let's see some of the structural specificities of this poem just to have a deeper understanding of it. The original Malayalam poem contains 22 lines arranged in 4 stanzas. The lines are not equally distributed in these stanzas, but each stanza narrates one single idea. But the English translation contains 24 lines that are equally distributed in 8 stanzas. The lines are of irregular length both in Malayalam and in English. No particular rhyme scheme is followed here. Yet, enjambment is used in the English translation. Enjambment is a particular term associated with poetry where mostly you can see the continuation of a thought beyond a line or stanza without a break. Enjambment has diverse effects on poem. It often heightens the speed and thereby the tension of the poem. Dr. B. Keralavarma himself has mentioned the difficulty in transferring the aesthetic experience of Sebastian's poetry into a wholly new cultural matrix. By using a translator's freedom, he has tried to provide almost the same poetic experience in the new language also. So read the poem and be immersed yourself in the urgency of the new world creation and the painful anxiety that follows it. Questions and answers. First question. How is the stream described? Answer. The stream is described as clear and transparent. It is waveless. Second question. What is being described as being in perfect harmony? Answer. The clear, waveless stream and the clear, cloudless sky are in perfect harmony. Third question. List the words used to denote care in the process of doing something. Answer. Words and phrases such as gently, no jerking, no spilling, softly, etc. are used to denote care in the process of doing something. Fourth question. What are the things to be lifted and lowered? Answer. The waveless river is to be lifted and the cloudless sky is to be lowered. Fifth question. Why is the task to be done with care? Answer. The task of building a new world by combining sky and stream is to be done with utmost care. Otherwise, the new world will also be destroyed. Sixth question. Where are the sky and river to be put together? The sky and river are to be put together at some point in the vast void. Why should they be glued hard? They should be glued hard so that they don't part again and get destroyed like the earlier world. Eighth question. Explain the line, no time to waste. The makers of the new world must not delay the process lest the sky will become cloudy and waves will appear on the stream. It also indicates that we don't have much time left to save the earth. Ninth question. Who is being addressed in the last stanza? The men of trade or money-minded people who sell and buy the land only for making profit are addressed in the last stanza. 10th question. What have they done buying and selling? By buying and selling, they have eaten up the earth. 11th question. What is the plea of the poet? The poet requests that the men of trade should not cast their covetous eyes on the new world. Here comes the last question. What is the central theme of the poem? The central theme of the poem is the greed of the human beings and the consequent destruction of the earth.